go. The first one, put your trust in Allah or put your trust in God. He will not disappoint you. A lot of people put their trust in other people and other people have disappointed them. So unconsciously they think God to disappoint people or God disappoint them. So the first thing you need to read when you wake up, put your trust in Allah. He will not disappoint you. In fact, I don't trust anybody who doesn't trust Allah. That is something about me. I don't trust anybody who doesn't trust Allah. No matter how beautiful you are as a lady, if you don't trust Allah, I will not trust you. Because He is the one, He's the same since Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam time. And I don't care how handsome you are. If you don't trust in Allah, I won't trust you. Trust in Allah, in fact, is very, very important for everybody. Now, show me one person God has ever disappointed. Is it Prophet Muhammad? Is it Joseph? Is it Jesus Christ? Show me one person God has ever disappointed. It's people that disappoint us, not God. So put your trust in Allah or put your trust in God and He will never disappoint you. Now let's go to the second thing you could say or you could visualize or you could do to help you survive during tough time. It's almost like similar. Put your trust in Allah. Why? Because He has a good plan for you. You know, when you are a young guy, you have some beautiful plan for yourself. What about the plan God has for you? Sometimes if you allow God to work on you, you see His plan is far, far better than the plan you has for you. So it's very, very important. And I've always been using this example. Who manufactured, somebody should give me a phone. Somebody should give me a phone. Which company manufactured this phone? Infinix. Okay. So I've always been saying this is a phone. Which company manufactured this phone? It's Infinix. Do they want it to fail? Do they want it to fail? Good. Which company manufactured this water? It's Voltec. Do they want it to fail? No. The company that manufactured this mic, do they want it to fail? Of course no. Who manufactured you? It's God. Does He want you to fail? So put your trust in Allah because He has good plans for you. Your mom might not have a good plan for you. I'm sorry to say that. Your dad might not have a good plan for you. Your brothers, uncles might not have good plan for you. But God said He's even aware of ants, insects, flies. He knows why you are here. And according to research, scientists, when your father had sex with your mom, he released not less than 800 million sperms. And all of them are struggling to go and fertilize one egg. And a lot of them died on the way. The only person God chose to survive was you. So He has a purpose for you. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. So even look at Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his story. I mean, like, even before he was born, God took the life of the father. 6 years with his mother, God took the life of the mother. I mean, what is really happening? He went to stay with his grandfather, Abdul Muttalib. God took the life of the father. He went to stay with his uncle. God took the life of the uncle. Was Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was he cursed? Oh no. Just because you are going through some difficulties doesn't mean you are cursed. In fact, God said that He disciplined those He loves. When you see some stupid fools, when they act and God allowed them, when you do and He's punishing, He has a reason. He has a perfected purpose for you. You are unique. When you have something you value, do you expose it or you keep it secret or you hid it? We hid valuable things. When you are hidden, it's because you are valuable. And I was reading Facebook, one guy said that even dirty water can still help plants to grow. That's so don't let anybody dirty talk affect you. A plant doesn't care whether it's a clean water or what. It's very, very important. Even look at my story. Look at my story. My 3 brothers, we grew up without a father figure in our lives. Our parents divorced when we were very young. This affected us mentally, emotionally, most importantly, financially. My elder brother became a drunkard and passed away. My younger brother is into weed smoking, tramway in Accra. I am not like that. I was saved. My mom fell sick, I have to take care of everything. Are you saying I'm cursed? Your character, when things don't go your way, is the most important thing in your life. That is where a lot of people lose. When things goes your way, it's the easiest thing. In fact, I'll be doing a program called Can God Trust You with Trouble? Or you just want a good father, a good mother, a good wife, a good husband, good children. Can God trust you? God trusted you with that problem. Look, some people would have been killed. Some people would die, but you are still surviving because God built you. He fashioned you. He knows, He trusted you with that trouble. He trusted you with that problem. And trust me, if you know that your character, when those things are happening, is the most important thing, and you maintain the right character, you'll never come out the same. You come out one day, look at yourself, and you inspire a lot of people. You become a better person from that. So don't give up. Trust me. Put your trust in Allah. He has a good plan for you. Everybody has, God has a good plan for everybody. And I believed, because of what I've went through, that is why sometimes when I speak, a lot of people are able to resonate. A lot of the motivators, when they speak, people just pass them. But it's difficult to listen to me, follow, and you not listen to what I'm saying. It's because of what I went through. So God perfected our plans for us. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. Now the third way, the third thing maybe you should read, or you should visualize, or you should act to help you survive during the toughest times in your life, is that God said in Romans 8 verse 28, King James Version, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God. Wow. All things work together for the good of those who love Allah. So when things are not going well for you, pause and ask yourself, do you love Allah? Do you believe in Allah? Do you trust in Allah? Do you obey Allah? Do you fear Allah? If the answers are yes, trust that all the things that are happening you don't understand are for your own good. Wow. So anytime something is happening I don't understand, I'll just ask myself, Yunus, what's your relationship with Allah? And Mark, he is correct, he is correct. And then everything is working for my own good. Because God thought for us, I love them. Like those of us who have children, I have good thought for Abdul Salam. I love Abdul Salam. How about God? Come on. Just because you go through some ABC, the things doesn't go your way, you lose it, you start taking action. That's why I encourage every youth to have a purpose. When things don't go your way, that energy, if you're a musician, you put it into the music. If you're a footballer, you put it into the football. If you're a speaker, you put it into the speaking. If you are a rapper, you put it into the rap. Like your purpose direct your energy. But if you don't have any purpose, guess what? You smoke weed, you take tramola, you take cocaine, and those things will destroy you, become addictive. Have a purpose. So it's very, very important. It's very, very important. So if you read all the Joseph story, if you read Joseph's story, you realize that all things work together for the good of those who really love Allah. Look at Joseph. His own brothers sold him to slavery. First, they kept him in a well. Then they picked him and sold him into slavery. Not knowing it is those things they were doing that would make him become the prime minister. So sometimes God said he chose every prophet his own enemy. So some of your enemies are chosen by God to help you reach where you are. The most important thing is, what's your relationship? Do you pray? If you're a Muslim, do you pray? Do you fast? Do you give zakat? Or maybe sadaqah? Even if it is one city, even if it is 50%. What is it? Just, are you okay? Your relationship with God, is it okay? If yes, then trust that all things are working together for your good. So when my mom's sickness became hard, I have to bath her, take care of her toilet before I go to school. I always maintain a healthy relationship with God. So sometimes people will be seeing I was smiling because I know all those things were working good for me. Because God has a good plan for me. He will never disappoint me. It's people that, a lot of people, I'll tell them, I would like to meet here. So yes, let's meet. I'll go there. The person is not there. Somebody can promise you, I'll send you ABCD. You are waiting. They are not bringing it. Sometimes some of them will treat you like, but God is not like that. God is not like that. So put your trust in Allah, because He will not disappoint you. Every human being is not perfect. They are all work in progress. Even you are not also perfect. You've also disappointed some people. We are not perfect. But the key is that put your trust in Allah. He will never disappoint you. That's a reliable way to put your heart and your trust. Now, secondly, put your trust in Allah, because He has a good plan for you. He has a beautiful plan for you. And now the third thing, all things work together for the good of those who trust and love Allah. So if things are not going well, ask yourself, do I love Allah? Do I trust Allah? Yes, then just have that taqwa. Just know that all those things you don't understand, you are not getting, they are all working for your own good. It's very, very, very important. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. And you know one funny thing? There was one man who had a chance to travel abroad for a very powerful contract. The D-Day he went, somebody took his seat. He fought, he couldn't get it. He lost the seat, the airplane ticket. He never understood it. He got angry. He insulted them, because this is a hard time. He needs that money. He needs that money. He quarreled and fought, and when he came back home, the wife said, honey, you say you are traveling, what happened? He said, I lost my ticket, and the contract is today. If I don't get it, it's going to affect us. He tried everything. He was hurt, very angry. The children nobody should talk to him. Surprisingly, 7 p.m., the wife served him food. He was eating with the kids, watching news, only to realize that that airplane he lost the ticket had an accident and everybody died. God was saving him. You see, God is mysterious. He works in ways you can understand. Have you ever been somewhere and God will say, move? He said, why? Move. You move and then something just happened. Like, you can understand people, but you can't understand God. God can use punishment to save you. A lot of people, I don't understand, they lose character when things don't go their way. Look, your character, when things don't go your way, is the most important thing in everybody. As for when things are good, your wife is okay, children are okay, your mother is very nice, your daddy, everybody can be a good person at that. It's when things don't go like that, your character. Life is not about patience. Patience is not about waiting. Patience is maintaining that good character. Even when things are not going well. Not everybody could do that. Somebody is waiting on an opportunity. Then something will just happen. You see, he will start committing adultery. He will start committing zina. He will start lying. He will start cheating. He will start stealing. That's not patience. Patience is that character. Things are not going your way. Is to maintain that character. Because God will bless you based on that character. So when you change that character, you are entering into Shaitan reign. And he will deal with you very mercilessly. It's very, very important. There's another man, he and the woman, they took a boat to travel somewhere. And they reach a point, and I think the boat has a problem. And he has been calling people to assist him, no network. He needed help, nobody was coming. They pick a shed, put on a very long stick. Doing like this, nobody is coming to their aid. In the evening, they were struggling. So finally, the wife or the woman on light for them to, I think, to get some firewood or something like that. Unfortunately, it burned and even burned their boat. He became angry. Now that you've burned our boat, how can we even repair it and go? Now nobody's going. What? He was very angry. Only they slept the next morning. They saw a lot of people came to that place. So what happened? That when they saw the smoke from the boat, they realized that people were there. Look, sometimes God do certain things you don't understand. But the question, do you really trust him? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that innamal a'mal binniyat. Our actions are judged by our intentions. Like if somebody has a good intentions for you and you trust the person has a good intentions for you, even if he's acting certain way, you don't understand, but you know the person has a good intention for you. Trust me, you'll be okay. you'll be okay. God has good intentions for us. So sometimes it takes burning of something you love. The smoke is what will help people to come and assist you. It's very, very important. So now let's go to the fourth way, the fourth affirmation, or the fourth thing to read to inspire you to still, we have some bad times, you can dodge them. Some bad times, you can't dodge them. You just need grace to pass through them. And that's what I'm teaching you. These are the things to help you maintain the right attitude, the right mindset, to be able to overcome that challenge. And when you overcome it, guess what? You are going to receive your blessing. But many people die before their blessing come there. So I would advise you to take some of the things I'm saying. The fourth point is, God will make a way when there seems to be no way. Wow. When you just wake up and things start, just read it, write it, and see it and say, God will make a way when there seems to be no way. It's very, very important. And you know one funny thing, throughout history, God has really shown that He's a way maker. Throughout history, whether it's Prophet Muhammad history, whether it's Anabi Musa, Moses history, whether it's Jesus Christ history, throughout history, God has shown that He is a way maker. He is a way maker. Look at, if you read Moses' story, or maybe watch Moses' story, there was a city called Red Sea. He came to a point, there's no way to pass. And Pharaoh people were chasing, the enemy is chasing to kill them. So guess what? God told him, put your stick, just hit it there, there will be a way. He did exactly as God asked him to do. And there was a way. God make a way when there seems to be no way. I love that song, that God makes a way when there seems to be no way. So they started walking. They were walking. Now when they were about to end, Pharaoh and his people also came and took part. Now God made, when these people just came out, the water has to just eat up everybody. So that is how it is. God makes a way when there seems to be no way. And this what another thing God said, that when you reach that point, things become hard. That call on Him. A lot of people call on other people. A lot of people call their girlfriend, like call their boyfriend, like call people that are disappointed them. God said, when you reach that peak, call on Him and He'll be there for you. So it's very, very important. So for me, anytime something that hard is, I don't joke with my salat. I'll just spread my sajada, pick my Quran, do nafila, and recite Quran. And I'm telling you, but sometimes I'll write the real problem and what I want God to do. And I'll visualize myself, it has been done. I'll feel, okay, the next time when I get up, it's done. Spirituality. He said, when you reach that point, call on Him. So pray midnight prayers, fast, do sadaqah, and work on your heart. And work on your heart. They asked, some Sahabi asked Rasulullah sallallahu Wama jihad al-akbar ya Rasulullah, which of the jihad is akbar, is the greatest on the side of Almighty Allah? And Rasulullah said, ajihad al-nafs, your ability to control your heart. We need to work on our heart. Some people's heart is not clean. And when God realizes that your heart is not clean, He can bless you. God loves to bless people with clean heart. And if you don't have a clean heart and you force and get blessed, guess what? You just struggle and the blessing will, you won't get bukata from that blessing. You lose everything. So it's good we should work on our heart as well. Yes. So God works in ways we cannot see, nor we can understand. So it's hard to really see what God is doing and understand. Sometimes He'll be doing something and you feel like, no, this is wrong. And at the end of the day, you see that it is the best thing for you. And sometimes He'll be doing God ways you cannot understand. So you just have to trust Him, believe in Him, and love Him, and fear Him, and obey Him. That is all. Now let's go to the fifth point. The fifth point is, God's thought for you or for us are not evil. God thought for us are not evil. God thought for us are not evil. It's very, very important. Now look at one funny thing. There were some 3 guys in white shirts. They were going for a party or church, I don't know. They were passing. And there's another man with a car. He was running, so there was a pothole. The guy used the car, just came and passed, and then there was some dirty water. The dirty water splashed on these 3 guys, on their white shirt. And the car guy, he didn't even stop to say sorry. He just moved Oh, then these guys got angry and chased him. They took motor and chased the guy. So we're going to deal with him. So when the man just drove the car into his house, the guys also entered, only to realize that, not knowing the man was at his office, and then the wife left at him to buy something, and the house catch fire, and 3 of their children are inside, and they call the man. So he was in a hurry to go and help his 3 daughters. When the 3 guys realized it, they forgot about their dirty shirt. They helped this guy to bring the children out. Sometimes I don't judge people's actions. I judge why they act that way. Why did the person act that way? It's because he was struggling to go and save his daughter. So they stop whatever they are doing. Nobody wants to be taken for granted. But once the person understands why you act that way, then we can build a relationship together. So God's thought for you is the best. If you know the thought God has for you, most of the things He's making you go through, you will never feel bad about it. You don't know why. Sometimes those things are things that will change you. Those things are perfecting you for your purpose. Just trust Him and believe in Him. It's very, very. And God said that He disciplines whom He loves. When God loves you, trust me, He's going to discipline you. And that is love. I remember the man who loved his daughter so much. The daughter wanted to go to party. He said, don't go. She said she'll go. So guess what? He locked her and threw the key away. Her friends went for the party. They enjoyed themselves, took pictures, shared it to her. The lady was crying, angry. Only after the party, a fight came and one of the best friends was shot and got killed. Not knowing it was the daughter they wanted. They didn't get the daughter. The father locked the daughter. So it was the friend that was killed. Some love could be tough. Not all love is come and take toffee. Come and take drink. Some love could be tough. We call it tough love. You can be locked and save your life. So now the lady came out, cried for her friend, but deep inside, she knew the father saved her. Fortunately, she completed her school. In future, she got married with her kids, very successful. They asked her what was the biggest secret in your life. That her father, that had not been because the daddy locked her, she would have been the one that would have been killed. So there are a lot of things God will make you go through just to save you. A lot of people, father was in abroad. But because of the love the father was showing, most of them became drug addicts. But there's somebody whose father was in abroad, but he never received that love. He became very successful. If he had also been exposed to that love, he would have become something. So sometimes you are denying something for something greater. For something greater. So it's very, very important. Just know that God's thought for you are beautiful. Now let's go to the 6th point. You do what you can do to the best of your abilities. God will do the things you cannot do. I love this point. I always read this. You do what you can do when you are in that toughest times of your life. You do what you can do to the best of your abilities. God will do the things you cannot do. He already said it. There are things only He can do, and there are things you can do. So do the ones you can. Those you cannot do, don't stress about them. Just give it to God and trust that He will take care of it for you. It's very, very important.